Students have so many doubts in law, not related to the content, but related to what to study, how much to study, what to write, how to write, should we write the section numbers, are case laws important? Oh my god, so many queries. So I thought, why not make a video and solve all your queries in this video itself. So these are common doubts which every student asks me every year in every batch I take, be it for CA Foundation, Inter or Final. The first question that they ask as far as law is concerned, ma'am, should we write section numbers? This is very frequently asked in CA Foundation. CA Inter, they do ask sometimes. CA Final, they are like, okay, whatever. Now they are all seasoned, they know what is to be written and what is not to be written. But in CA Foundation, this is the only doubt which I keep addressing throughout the year. Should we write section numbers? Answer is yes. The CA Institute expects you to write section numbers. Do we need to write all the section numbers? I think yes. If you are expected to write and memorize and write all the section numbers, but is it humanly possible? No, it's not possible. So what do? You will prepare a list of section numbers. In that list, you will highlight the important section numbers for exam. Memorize only those section numbers. But how will you memorize it so difficult? On my website, I have short videos in which I will help you to learn all the section numbers in a story format. So that will make your job easy. So go watch those videos wherein you can retain those section numbers in a story format. I always advise my students to write and practice. So make a list of section numbers, highlight the important section numbers, go on writing those section numbers every alternate days. I think you will be sorted. But ma'am, I don't want to take all this effort. Is it okay if I don't write even a single section number? In that case, if the quality of your answer is very good, I think it should be fine if you don't write even a single section number in your exam, but that is just my opinion. If you see the suggested answers, yes, for every answer they have written the section number, the subsection, the clause. But if you feel it's not possible for me to write all that, at least write the main section number. If you don't want to write even that, concentrate on improving the quality of your answer. I think that should be it. So yes, Institute expects you to write the section number. But if you feel it's not my cup of tea to remember all that, it's okay if you give it a miss, but I will never advise my students to do that. I want you to be the best. How will your paper be different from others? If you want to pass the exam, you have to ensure that your answers are very different from others. You have given quality answers. How will your answer be different from others? It is possible only when you improve, when you constantly strive to improve the quality of your answer. If you have written the section number which others have not, you will get better marks. Of course you will. Case laws. Do we need to write all the case laws? Do we need to write just the name or do we need to explain the case law? See, only name is sufficient. Okay, write only the name of the case law. But what if the question is based on the case law? Then yes, I always advise my students to write the case law, but in brief. Explain the case because the question is based on the case law. So in that, yes, you will write down the case law if the question is based on the case. Don't write stories, just explain it in brief, very short. What if I don't write? That's okay, write just the name of the case. Where should we write it? You should write it in the first paragraph, along with the section number, along with the theory. Just write the name. If the question is based, I repeat again, if the question is based on the case law, only then explain the case, but in brief. What if I don't remember the name, ma'am? It had happened with me once. I knew there was a case law, I just forgot the name. So you can say in a very famous case law. So that's a trick in a very famous case law. At least you remember the facts. Write the facts. The next common doubt which students have is, ma'am, what should be the length of the answer? How can I tell you? Because every section has different length in the Bare Act. Like if you see section 73 of the Indian Contract Act, it's like hardly 3 4 sentences. But if you see some other section of Contract Act, like section 15 or section 16, they are very lengthy. So how can you standardize that what should be the length of the answer? So I always tell my students, quality is important, not quantity. Even then they insist, ma'am, how much should we write for a 4 mark question? How much should we write for a 5 to 6 mark question? My dear, there's no standard length. If you see the suggested answers, sometimes they have written half a page, sometimes maybe just 3 points, sometimes one full page for a 4 mark question. So there's no standard length. But even then, if you insist, half is minimum. 3/4 page is good, and 1 page is very good. But provided there is that much content in that section, don't waste time management is very important. One of my students, he knew the entire answer along with examples. He wrote 5 pages for a 6 to 7 mark question. 5 pages? He could not complete the paper. So, what is the use of writing 5 pages if you had to compromise, if you have to sacrifice other main questions? So, guys, please manage your time in the exam. Quality is important, not quantity. How to write difference between, like there's difference between partnership HUF. So how to write it in table form. Okay, so always use tabular method because that is very easy to understand, check by the examiner. So use the tabular form. Write down the head point, underline the heading, write the content, leave a line, write on the second point, write a heading, you don't know, create one, write the explanation, leave a line. Now, should the heading be written in the center or on the left hand side? Write it in the left hand side. It is easy, it looks neat. It'll be very easy for you to just draw a line in the center without wasting any time in decorating. How many points should be written? Like if it's a 5 mark difference between, so write 5 points, that should be sufficient. Examples can be written, definition can be written. Give proper heading that I'm writing the definition, I'm writing the examples, and I think you should be sorted. The last common doubt which students have. Oh, not changing. All right. Ma'am, how should we present the paper? What is the correct way of presentation? Please mind your handwriting. Ensure that your paper is very neat. Avoid cancellations. If you're not very sure of the answer, leave the entire question, come back to it. Don't change the internal sequence of the question. Okay. Start a question that you're confident of, you know the section numbers. Impress the examiner. Please be very neat, write in point format. Write case laws, write section numbers wherever applicable, write the case laws. Concentrate on your presentation, write in point format rather than paragraph. I have made many videos wherein I have discussed with you how to write, according to me, how to write a theory question, how to write a case based or a practical question. Go watch those videos and you will get a very clear idea as to how you should present the answers in law. So students, I hope this video cleared most of your doubts. If yes, go and watch the other videos also, and I think you will be quite sorted before the exam.